So we are gonna make Olive Garden's Chicken Scampi, and this recipe actually comes from a viewer's request. There was a young man who asked me to make this video for him, so this video is for you. So we're gonna use chicken. We're gonna bread this in a little bit of flour, so that's very easy. Then we are going to go ahead and we're gonna saute a wonderful medley of vegetables. Now I have 3 bell peppers here, now in an onion, and a little bit of garlic. If you don't have access to all these different types of bell peppers, use what you have. You don't need all of these colors. And then we're gonna finish this with a wonderful sauce that is made with a little bit of white wine and a little bit of cream. Now, if you don't drink wine, you can use a little bit of chicken broth. It won't taste quite the same, but it will be pretty good. So we can go ahead and do that. And we have a couple of spices, nothing too exotic here. We've got ground black pepper, a little bit of salt, and Italian seasoning blend. This is an actual blend of spices that you can buy in the grocery store. Any brand will do, just make sure it says Italian seasoning blend, and you're gonna be in business. So why don't I go ahead and show you how to put this recipe together. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start breading the chicken right here. Now I have a little bit of flour in here. I have about a cup or so, and we're gonna season this up with a little bit of salt and a little bit of Italian herbs. Now please go to my blog, copycat.com, so you can get the exact measurements, and that'll help you out. A little bit of pepper, all right? I'm just gonna take a fork and run it through to get the seasoning all blended through. All right, so let me reverse the order here. Now we are going to do this chicken in this way. We're gonna first dip it into flour, shake off the excess, and then dip it into milk. It's just regular plain old milk, back into the flour, and shake off the excess. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put this on a rack here and let it dry. If you let your chicken dry a little bit before cooking it, the coating is gonna stay on. It's gonna be much nicer than if you suddenly plop this into the oven. And you know what? It always works this way. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to go ahead and slice our veggies nice and thin. Let's take these over here as well. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna slice up our onion. And I love to use red onion for this. Red onion has a really nice flavor. And we're also gonna put a little bit of garlic in here. Just gonna take it and knock it with my knife blade. This will help get the skin off. And for this recipe, we're gonna use larger slices of garlic because it's gonna cook for a little bit, and if we slice it up too small, it's gonna burn. So leave your garlic kind of nice and large right here. I'm using 2 cloves. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start cooking our vegetables here. I have a large size skillet on a medium-high heat. I'm gonna drizzle a couple of tablespoons of oil into the pan. You can use olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can use something else. It doesn't really matter. So when the olive oil gets nice and hot here, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my veggies. And I'm gonna put in a little sprinkling of salt. This will help them release a little bit of the water, and they'll help them brown up a little bit. So we're gonna cook these for a couple of minutes, and when they're nice and browned, we're gonna go ahead and take them off the heat. So we have our veggies in the pan here, and we're just gonna cook these till they're nice and brown. So these veggies have cooked enough all the way through, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out, and then we're gonna cook our chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my chicken. I'm just gonna put a couple more tablespoons of oil at the bottom of the pan, and then we're gonna lay our chicken in and go ahead and get it started cooking. So I'm just gonna lay my chicken down here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and flip our chicken right here. You can tell that it's cooking up kind of nice because it's gotten nice and kind of white along the edges. So this should mean that it's ready. And you'll also will know that it's ready because it doesn't stick to the pan. Meat, and whenever you cook something, it always lets you know when it's done because it's very easy to turn over. So if this wasn't ready to turn, it would stick to the pan. It would be really hard to get up. So we know this chicken is getting nice and done. And after another 2 or 3 minutes, we're gonna be ready to make our sauce. All right, so our chicken is now done, and I'm just gonna take it and transfer it to a plate for just a little bit. And now we're gonna start on our sauce. So our sauce is really, really easy to make. And what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna deglaze our pan with a little bit of wine, about a half a cup of wine or so. And now I really want to like scrape the bottom and the sides of the pan because that's where all the flavor is. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stick in a little bit of cream. Now for this recipe, if you don't want to use heavy cream, you probably could use half and half, but don't use like skim milk or something like that because it's just not going to taste very good at all. All right, and when this sauce gets nice and uniform, I'm going to go ahead and add back the veggies. All right, so here come the veggies. So I have a bowl of pasta right here, and I am going to go ahead and plate this up. I'm gonna put a couple of pieces of the chicken on. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some sauce, add a little sauce, and there you go. That is our final dish. So we've just made the Olive Garden Chicken Scampi, and it was really easy to do. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and drop me a comment in the box below so I can know what you'd like to see next.